Nityananda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 19, Text 10. Iti chadokshajeshasya
Iti chadukshajesasya
prathostu paramodayam
Pṛthu paramodayam
asuyan Bhagavan Indra
asuyan Bhagavan Indra
pratighatam achikarat.
pratigatam achikarat.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace is Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. King Pṛthu was dependent on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who was known as Adhokshaja. Because King Pṛthu performed so many sacrifices, he was superhumanly enhanced by the mercy of the Supreme Lord. King Pṛthu's opulence, however, could not be tolerated by the King of Heaven, Indra, who tried to impede the progress of his opulence. In this verse, there are three significant purposes as expressed in the words Adhokshaja, Bhagwan Indra, and Pṛthu. Maharaj Pṛthu is an incarnation of Vishnu, yet he is a great devotee of Lord Vishnu. Although an empowered incarnation of Lord Vishnu, he is nonetheless a living entity. As such, he must be a devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although one is empowered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead and is an incarnation, he should not forget his eternal relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In Kali Yuga, there are many self-made incarnations, rascals who declare themselves to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Pṛthu Maharaj, he is Shaktya Avatar. So he's specifically empowered by the Supreme Lord. But yet he's still, after all, he's still a living entity. He's after all still a individual soul. And so he has a loving relationship with God. That's why he's a pure devotee. Not that because one is an incarnation of the Lord, Shakti Avatar, empowered by the Lord, that he should proclaim himself to be God, you know. That's the point that's being made here. That Pṛthu Maharaj, he understands himself as a loving servant of the Lord, as a devotee of the Lord. The words Bhagwan Indra indicate that a living entity can even be as exalted and powerful as King Indra, for even King Indra is an ordinary living entity in the material world and possesses the four defects of the conditioned soul. King Indra is described herein as Bhagwan, which is generally used in reference to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this case, however, King Indra is addressed as Bhagwan because he has so much power in his hands. Despite his becoming Bhagwan, he is envious of the incarnation of God, Pṛthu Maharaj. So King Indra, he is the king of heaven, demigods, he already has such a great position. Yet, because it's a tendency in the material world, this envy, so now he's being envious of Pṛthu Maharaj because Pṛthu Maharaj is going to perform 100 Ashwamedha yajnas. So he's like, hey, he's going to become more powerful than me. So the defects of material life are so strong that due to contamination, King Indra becomes envious of an incarnation of God. We should try to understand, therefore, how a conditioned soul becomes fallen. The opulence of King Pṛthu was not dependent on material conditions. As described in this verse, he was a great devotee of Adhokshaja. The word Adhokshaja indicates the personality of Godhead, who is beyond the expression of mind and words. Adhokshaja means we cannot approach him with our senses. He is after all transcendental, adhokshaja. However, the Supreme Personality of Godhead appears before the devotee in his original form of eternal bliss and knowledge. So, what is the original form of Krishna? How is it described?
He is Adokshaja.
Yes,
He
yes, and
is the form of eternal bliss and knowledge.
yeah. So, how do we say that in Sanskrit?
Ad- Satchitanand.
Satchidananda.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, that's right. Satchidananda. That's the old. He's Krishna's Satchidananda Vigraha. He's its original form of eternal bliss and knowledge. So, Sat is eternal, then Chit is the knowledge, and bliss is Ananda. The devotee is allowed to see the Supreme Lord face to face, although the Lord is beyond the expression of our senses and beyond our direct perception. So it is possible to see. It is possible to see God face to face, but do we have the eyes to see Him? It said, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. Lord Brahma says that one can see Krishna everywhere, provided one has put the salve of love in the eyes, the ointment of love, and can see the Supreme Lord face to face, can see Him everywhere. Charam, charamena shvamedhena
Charamena Shwamedena
yajamane yajuspatim
Yajamani Yajuspatim
venye yagya pashum spardhan
Venye Yapashum Spardhat
apovaha tirohita.
Apovaha Tirohita.
When Pṛthu Maharaj was performing the last horse sacrifice, Ashwamedha Yagya, King Indra, invisible to everyone, stole the horse intended for sacrifice. He did this because of his great envy of King Pṛthu. King Indra is known as Shatakratu, which indicates that he has performed 100 horse sacrifices, Ashwamedh. So Shatakratu, Indra is called because he's performed 100 Ashwamedha Yagyas. We should know, however, that the animal sacrifice in the yajna were not killed. If the Vedic mantras were properly pronounced during the sacrifice, the animal sacrifice would come out again with a new life. That is the test for a successful yajna. So it's not that 100 horses were killed and they died in the yajna. No, those 100 horses got newer bodies. So when King Pṛthu was performing 100 yajnas, Indra became very envious because he did not want anyone to excel him. Being an ordinary living entity, he became envious of King Pṛthu, and making himself invisible, he stole the horse and thus impeded the yajna performance. So he's become envious, and out of our envy, we can do so many things. When we are envious, we may try to act in many different ways. We may not even know that we are acting out of envy, We may give it different names and not even realize that we are acting out of envy.
So that means the horses that were sacrificed were not given a new life, right?
They
Because it
were,
was
they were, they were.
they, because King Indra, no, he had kidnapped, he had
No,
taken them.
no, no. So this Indra, when he performed 100 sacrifices, 100 horse sacrifice, all those 100 horses got new lives. Now, Pṛthu Maharaj has done 99 horse sacrifices. Those 99 horses also got new life. Now, Pṛthu Maharaj is doing the 100th horse sacrifice. Before the sacrifice is finished, Indra is taking this horse. He's stealing the horse. The horse is still alive.
Okay.
The
But they
yagya
didn't
is
get
not.
a new life because it's not completed, the yagya. The yagya
Yeah,
is
the
not
horse is
complete.
alive.
The
Yeah, and the
horses
horse is
are alive.
alive. This
Yeah, but
horse is alive. It's not dead.
Yeah, but these horses don't get a new life. These 100 horses, right? Because while the thing was going, like it was not completed, and he had stole, right? These horses, these 100
So,
horses, King Indra.
so no, he stole one horse. This is the 100th
Oh,
horse sacrifice. 99
okay,
times
okay.
before.
Okay.
99 times before it's the sacrifice has been done already. This is the 100th time that Pṛthu Maharaj is doing this sacrifice. And to spoil the sacrifice, before the horse gets sacrificed, Indra is stealing it.
Okay. Stealing, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Before the sacrifice. So,
Before
Tam Atrir Bhagwan Ekshar.
Tam Atri Bhagavan Ekshar
Tava Ramanam Vihayasa.
Paramanam Vihayasa
Amuktam Eva Pakhandam.
आमुक्तमेव
Amuktam Eva
पाखण्डम्
Prakhandam
Yo adharme dharma vibrama.
यो
Yo
अधर्मे
Adharme
धर्म
Dharma
विभ्रमा
Viprama.
When King Indra was taking away the horse, he dressed himself to appear as a liberated person. Actually, this dress was a form of cheating, for it falsely created an impression of religion. When Indra went into outer space in this way, the great sage Atri saw him and he understood the whole situation. The word Pakhanda used in this verse is sometimes pronounced Pasanda. Both of these words indicated an impostor who presents himself as a very religious person, but in actuality is sinful. Indra took up the saffron-colored dress as a way of cheating others. So Indra is the one who's starting this, basically, He's putting on the dress of a sannyasi. He's not a sannyasi in any way. He's still putting on the dress, and he's actually stolen the horse. So this saffron dress has been misused by many impostors who present themselves as liberated persons or incarnations of God. In this way, people are cheated. So many people also do that. They may wear a saffron colored cloth, but they may actually be cheating people's faith, not teaching about love of God, but maybe misusing people's faith. As we have mentioned many times, the conditioned soul has a tendency to cheat. Therefore, this quality is also visible in a person like King Indra. So, because cheating propensity is there in everyone, all living entities have this tendency to cheat. So, Indra is doing this cheating. He's wearing the dress of a sannyasi. Actually, he's not a sannyasi. He just wants to steal the horse. It is understood that even King Indra is not liberated from the clutches of material contamination. Thus, the words amuktam iva, meaning as if he were liberated, are used. The saffron dress worn by a sannyasi announces to the world that he has renounced all worldly affairs and is simply engaged in the service of the Lord. Because that's what it actually means, that he has nothing to do with the material world anymore. He does not want any fame, any money, no, nothing. Now he's going to just dedicate himself totally to the Supreme Lord. Such a devotee is actually a sannyasi or liberated person. In Bhagavad Gita 6.1, it is said, Anashrita karma phalam karyam karma karoti ya sa sannyasi cha yogi cha na niragnir na chakriya. one who is unattached to the fruits of his work, and who works as he is obligated, is in the renounced order of life, and he is the true mystic, not he who lights no fire and performs no work. So someone may think that I need to change my position and wear the dress of a sannyasi just to show that I'm renounced. But Krishna is teaching us in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, text 1, what actually does it mean to renounce, not change of dress. Change of dress, change of dress doesn't mean anything actually. Although we may think, oh, somebody's changed their dress, so they means so and so. But Krishna is saying that who is a real sannyasi? One who is not attached to his result of his work. He's doing his duty. He's working as he is obligated. It's not that he's giving up his duty, shunning his duty. No, he's doing his duty, but he's not attached to the result. So that is a real sannyasi, not someone who is artificially saying, no, I can't do anything because I'm renounced. Then that is artificial renunciation. Because the material desires are, after all, there in the heart. We can't hide that. Sooner or later, they do sprout up. So Krishna is telling us, do your duty. Be renounced from the fruits, so that gradually, these desires that we have, the material desires, they can be cleared away. In other words, one who offers the results of his activities to the Supreme Personality of Godhead is actually a sannyasi and yogi. Cheating sannyasis and yogis have existed since the time of Pṛthu Maharaj's sacrifice. This cheating was very foolishly introduced by King Indra. So here we can see that Indra is the one who started this cheating business. This cheating was, in some ages, such cheating is very prominent, and in other ages, not so prominent. It is the duty of a sannyasi to be very cautious, because as stated by Lord Caitanya, sannyasira alpa chidra sarva loke gaya. A little spot in a sannyasi's character will be magnified by the public. Caitaniya Caritamita Madhya Lila 1251. Therefore, unless one is very sincere and serious, he should not take up the order of sannyas. One should not use this order as a means to cheat the public. It is better not to take up sannyas in this age of Kali, because provocations are very strong in this age. Only a very exalted person, advanced in spiritual understanding, should attempt to take up sannyas. One should not adopt this order as a means of livelihood or for some material purpose. So Lord Chaitanya is saying that one should not just be, if one is taken up to be a sannyasi, then they have to be very, very careful of their character. And in this Kali Yuga, actually taking up sannyas, the Mayavadi sannyas is in fact prohibited. It's prohibited. Animal sacrifices are prohibited. Taking up sannyas, Mayavad sannyas is prohibited. Vaishnava sannyasis, they do it because it's for the pleasure of Krishna. That's not a prohibition. One should not become a sannyasi just to get some name, fame, adoration, or to get some material desire, or just thinking that, oh, people will support me. That's
So
not
what
the
is
real reason.
Mayavad sannyas? I don't get it.
Hmm.
What is Mayavad?
That Mayavad sannyas is people, they think that after they wear the sannyas cloth, they become Narayan.
Oh. Okay.
So
Become
that
God.
is prohibited in the age of Kali.
Okay.
Atrina chodito hantum
Atrina chodito hantum
Pṛthu putro maharatha
Pṛthu Putro Maharata
Maharatha
Anvadhavata Sankrutas
Anvadavata Sankrutas
Tishtha Tishteti Chabravit.
Tishta
Tishya Tishteti Chabravit.
When the son of King Pṛthu was informed by Atri of King Indra's trick, he immediately became very angry and followed Indra to kill him, calling, "Wait, wait." The words Tishtha Tishtha are used by a Kshatriya when he challenges his enemy. When fighting, a Kshatriya cannot flee from the battlefield. However, when a Kshatriya out of cowardice flees from the battlefield, showing his back to the enemy, he is challenged with the words Tishtha Tishtha. A real Kshatriya does not kill his enemy from behind, nor does a real Kshatriya turn his back on the battlefield. So this is the Kshatriya etiquette, that if a Kshatriya is challenged by another Kshatriya for a fight, he should take up the fight. And also, if the Kshatriya is unarmed, then they should provide him with proper weapons. It has to be an equal fight, cannot be killed from the back or kill someone who does not have weapons in hand. According to Kshatriya principle and spirit, one either attains victory or dies on the battlefield. Although King Indra was very exalted, being the king of heaven, he became degraded due to his stealing the horse intended for sacrifice. Therefore, he fled without observing the Kshatriya principles, and the son of Pṛthu had to challenge him with the words Tishtha, Tishtha. So it seems if the Kshatriya is running away, then that's how you stop him. Tam tadra shakritim vikshya
Tam Shakritim Vikshya
mene dharmam sharirinam
Meni Dharmam Sharirinam
jatilam bhasmana channam
Jatilam Basmanachanam
tasmai banam namunchati.
Tasmi Banam Namunchati.
King Indra was fortunately dressed as a sannyasi, having knotted his hair on his head and smeared ashes all over his body. Upon seeing such dress, the son of King Pṛthu considered Indra a religious man and pious sannyasi. Therefore, he did not release his arrows. So Atri Muni told Indra that he told Pṛthu Maharaj's son that, hey, that's Indra stealing the horse. But then now this boy is seeing that, oh, this is a sannyasi actually. So that's why he didn't kill him. He didn't fight with him. He thought he's a sannyasi. Vadan nivritam tambuyo
Vadan Nivritam Tambuyo
antave atrir achodayat.
Hantave Atri Achodayat
Jahi yagya hanam tata
Jahi Yagya Hanam Tata
mahendra vibudha dhamam.
Mahendram Vibhutadamam.
When Atri Muni saw that the son of King Pṛthu did not kill Indra, but returned deceived by him, Atri Muni again instructed him to kill the heavenly king, because he thought that Indra had become the lowliest of all demigods due to his impeding the execution of King Pṛthu's sacrifice. So Atri Muni is again telling the son, go kill him. He's not a sannyasi, that's Indra. Evam Vainya Sutta Proktas.
Evam Venya Sutta Proktas.
Tavaramanam Vihayasam.
Tvaramanam vihayasa
Anvadravat abhikruto
Anvadravati
Kruto
Ravanam Gritra Rad Iva.
Ravanam Gritra
Gritharadiva.
Iva.
Being thus informed, the grandson of King Vena immediately began to follow Indra, who was fleeing through the sky in great haste. He was very angry with him, and he chased him just as the king of the vultures chased Ravan. Does anyone remember who was the king of the vultures? Who was
Karuda.
Jatayu?
Jatayu, sorry, yes. Jatayu, yes.
Okay. So Ashvam Rupam Chatadhitva
So Ashvam Rupam Chatatitva
Tasma Antarhita Swarat
Tasma Antarhita Swarat
Veera Swapashum Adaya
Vira Swapashum Adaya
Pitur Yagyam Upe Ivan.
Pitur Yagyam Upe Yivan.
When Indra saw that the son of Pṛthu was chasing him, he immediately abandoned his false dress and left the horse. Indeed, he disappeared from that very spot, and the great hero, the son of Maharaj Pṛthu, returned the horse to his father's sacrificial arena. Tattasya chadbhutam karma
Tattasya Chadbhutam Karma
vichaksya vichakshya paramashayah
Vichakshya Paramashaya
namadheyam datustasmai
Namadheyam Tatustasmi
vichittashva iti prabho.
Vichittashva iti Prabho.
My dear Lord Vidur, when the great sages observed the wonderful prowess of the son of King Pṛthu, they all agreed to give him the name Vijitashva. Vijitashva. One who he has won the horse. That's the name. Ashwa is the horse, no?
Hmm.
So then Vijitashva, the one who has won the horse. Upasrijya tamastivram.
Upasrijya Tamastivram
Jaharashvam punarhari.
Jaharashvam Punarhari
Dashala yupataschanno.
Dashala Yupatashano
Hiranya rashanam vibhu.
Hiranya Rashanam Vibhu.
My dear Vidur, Indra, being the king of heaven and very powerful, immediately brought a dense darkness upon the sacrificial arena. Covering the whole scene in this way, he again took away the horse, which was chained with golden shackles near the wooden instrument where animals were sacrificed. So the boy Vijitashva brought the horse back. They chained him to where the sacrifice was supposed to be performed. Now again, Indra is stealing it. He's covering it with darkness, the area. Atri sandarshayam asa.
Atri Sandarshayam Asa
Tavaramanam vihayasa.
Paramanam Vihayasha Yasa
Kapala khatvanga dharam.
Kapala Khatmangadaram
Viro nainam abadhata.
Vironenam Abhadata.
The great sage Atri again pointed out to the son of King Pṛthu that Indra was fleeing through the sky. The great hero, the son of Pṛthu, chased him again. But when he saw that Indra was carrying in his hand a staff with a skull at the top and was again wearing the dress of a sannyasi, he still chose not to kill him. Atrina choditas tasmai
Atrina choditas tasmai
sandade vishikam rusham.
sandade vishikam rusha.
So ashram rupam cha tadhitva
So aswam rupam chatadva
tav antarhita swarat.
tastav antarhita swara.
When the great sage Atri again gave directions, the son of King Pṛthu became very angry and placed an arrow on his bow. Upon seeing this, King Indra immediately abandoned the false dress of a sannyasi and, giving up the horse, made himself invisible. So the boy was not going to kill Indra because he was again wearing sannyasi dress. Again, Atri Muni told him, no, kill him. So the boy was going to kill him. Then Indra disappears from there. He leaves the horse behind and disappears. Virash Chashvam Upadaya
Virascha shvam upadaya
Pitra Yagyam Athavrajat
pitra yagnam
yatha vrajat
avrajat
Tat Abhadyam Hare Rupam
tat avadyam hare rupam
Jagrur Jnana Durbala.
jagrur jnana durbala.
Oh, sorry, I just realized we're already over time. I got so into it.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
I
okay.
forgot to look at the time. Otherwise, I usually keep looking at the time.
Yes, it's okay.
No, man, you
Oh
can
my
complete
God.
this,
So,
no?
Yeah, we
I
can
will
complete.
read it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Then the great hero Vijitashva, the son of King Pṛthu, again took the horse and returned to his father's sacrificial arena. Since that time, certain men with a poor fund of knowledge have adopted the dress of a false sannyasi. It was King Indra who introduced this. The purport is long, huh? You all want to read the purport tomorrow?
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll read tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay. All right then. Thank you so much. Sorry for going over time. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.